Hi guys, so here Anwari here, co-founder of Sublime Trading, here with your daily update for the UK and US indices for Tuesday the 28th of April. Okay guys, hope you're well. If you're new to these daily updates, then I recommend starting with the recording that's pinned to the top of our Facebook page to get a good understanding of what I go through in these daily updates. Okay, so as always, this is our three-screen setup. We have the monthly in the top left, the weekly in the top right, and our daily chart here at the bottom. We'll start with the FTSE 100. Now, looking at the monthly time frame, what we can see is that the month of April is now creating new highs for the month. Price is still finding support at the low of February 2016, and we can see that the bullishness is starting to continue. And as of this week, price is now creating new highs for the month of April. We want to see where price closes now in relation to the 6,000 round number. If you move across to the weekly time frame, we can see that price is below the 200 and the 50 simple moving average, and we can see that this week so far is looking bullish, with price now trading above the 14th of April. And if we come down to the daily time frame, we can see price is below the 200 and below the 50 simple moving average, which will act as immediate resistance. But we can see how the 20 simple moving average has acted as support through this area of consolidation. Be interesting to see now where price closes in relation to the 50 simple moving average, the 6,000 round number, and indeed the high of the 14th of April. We're still early on in today's price action. Potentially the market could reverse and move back into this area of consolidation, or we could see bullishness through these areas of resistance. If this happens, then the next area of resistance will be the 200 simple moving average. So we could potentially be seeing early signs of a continuation to the upside. Okay, moving over to the US indices, starting with the Dow Jones. On the monthly, we know that price is very much bullish. Price trading above the low of last year, which is acting as support. Now, if you move across to the weekly time frame, what we are seeing is bullishness so far this week, and price is holding above the 200 moving average, which is acting as support. If we do see this area hold strong, and if we get a break above the 13th of April, that's a break and a close, then we could potentially start seeing strength back to the 50 simple moving average. And if you come down to the daily time frame, price is below the 200 moving average, but we can see that yesterday's price action took price above the 50 simple moving average. It's above the 20 simple moving average. If we do get that breakout above the high of the 17th of April, then we could see further strength to the upside. So our waiting game to see how the rest of this week plays out. We will have a similar setup on the S&P 500, bullish on the monthly time frame, with price still finding support at the low of last year. On the weekly time frame, we know that price is already trading above the 200 moving average quite significantly, but we'll find resistance at the 50 simple moving average and the 3,000 round number. If we come down to the daily time frame, we can see bullishness again, a gap up and bullishness. So what we're now looking for again is a break and a close above the 17th of April, a convincing break and close above this area of resistance, and then further strength towards the 200 simple moving average and the 3,000 round number. So if this whole area is cleared as resistance and confirmed as support, which includes the 50 simple moving average from the weekly time frame, then that will be an early sign of strength back to the all-time high. On the Nasdaq, interesting moves taking place. We can see on the monthly time frame, price is bullish. It's looking to break through the high of 2019. If we get a close above this level by the end of the month, then we could potentially see strength back to the all-time high. On the weekly, price above the 200 and the 50 simple moving average. This pullback from this bearish move to the downside, the pullback is really turned into a real bull revival. So it'll be interesting to see whether this move now continues to the all-time high. And on the daily time frame, price is above all three moving averages. We can see how they're congregating now to act as a strong area of support. We are seeing bullishness. A bearish day yesterday, but that's not surprising given that price is faced with an immediate resistance level. What we now want to see is a break through this area and the 9,000 round number, and that will then suggest further strength back to the all-time high. Moving across to the S&P 500, this gives us an indication of pre-market action and what we can expect throughout the rest of the day. We can see now a bullish, very bullish looking April. Be interesting to see where price closes now in relation to that 3,000 round number, which is directly above price. We could potentially see a break through that by the end of the month, or we could see this remain as resistance and then potentially through the rest of May, weakness back to the downside. So again, it's a waiting game to see how price reacts with that 3,000 round number. On the weekly time frame, price is above the 200 moving average, but below the 50 simple moving average. We can see this week is bullish, and it is currently trading above the high of the 13th of April. So it'll be interesting to see where price closes in relation to this previous high of April. And we can see this in more detail on the daily. Price is below the 200 moving average and the 3,000 round number, but above the 50 and the 20 simple moving average. We can see this bullishness come in. Yesterday was a bullish day. Today so far is looking bullish, potentially indicating further strength through Tuesday. But ultimately, again, as always, we want to see how the day ends for us to get a better idea of what we could expect throughout tomorrow and the rest of the week. So far, this is looking bullish. So if we do get a push to the 200 simple moving average, this will then be the next area of resistance. A break above this area will be an early sign of strength back to the all-time high. So interesting times ahead, but we do still need to see a clearer picture in what the indices are suggesting. For now, they are looking bullish, but we want to see some key resistance levels ahead cleared before we can start considering any long positions on the best performing stocks. Okay guys, that's me for today. Please like, comment and share. Let's get these videos out there. Let's get people understanding how to use the indices correctly to build a solid investment portfolio. And I will see you on tomorrow's daily update.